Okay, let's do the review on the Hyuhome electric bike, magnesium alloy e-bike, bicycle, all-terrain, 26-inch, 36 volt, 12.5 amp hours or 13 amp hours, removable lithium ion battery, mountain bike, men's. And if I just zoom in there, that's where it was purchased from. That's the shop, the Hyuhome, but the price is there. Okay, so that tallies up to this. Bought in, I think October, November 2023. That's your odometer reading, all right. So 260 miles, we'll say. It's been in operation for December, January, February, March, and now we're on the 30th of March 2024. So what I need to do is point out that there are areas of concern like rust within the components there. You know, underneath you can see some orange, and with the rusting of the control. Inside there, the wheel, quite good quality actually. The mag wheel, let's get round to the tyres are original, they're wearing well. I did think they were Kendra imitations, but they appear to be the real deal. Not a lot of degradation or issues with the wheel itself. The mag wheel, I can't zoom out or in on this, it's a fixed ratio, all right. So very lightweight bike, to be fair. Zoom, not the best quality, it's not very professional as it says, but standard, you know. The end bar plastic bit seems to have disappeared somewhere. The cabling around the front seems to be holding quite firm. Additional light we've put on there. You get this one, it's set at a strange place. A lot of people on the reviews have said that this interferes. There's not a lot of clearance with the mudguard itself, so you have to adjust using the fixture, nut and bolt, and the bracket. I've adjusted that a wee bit myself, so then it does clear. But if there's any debris that's going to go through, you haven't got a lot of clearance going through there. You have to be careful that it is adjusted right. You will get movement if you bear with me. Watch, you'll see. You see how it, if there's any movement, vibration, the light and that are all attached. A bit of a nightmare. Rust, they are oiled. You see there's a little bit of wear. You want to be technical about it. Yeah, it's not a massive amount. They're in quite good condition, but they're not made of a mixture, an alloy that is rust resistant. Inside the wheel itself, holding up all right, bearings, and cables and etc. Inner wiring in the frame, and this was bought additional. Perhaps I should have prepared this a bit better and had this exposed for you. The battery comes with, this was an additional purchase. Charging point there, pretty simple, lockable battery system. That had some clips on it here. You'll see on the reviews people have been complaining, or at least one complaint on the review, where the brackets are very weak and they've broken off whilst washing it with a little sponge, you know, chamois effect. They just broke off. 4 months into use, yeah, 16 weeks operation roughly. The actual derailleur, front derailleur, not a Shimano as such. It's got no Shimano or anything on there. Generic, cheap. It works, it's doing its job, but I would look to recommend myself an upgrade on that. It's got a guard to stop you catching yourself on there. The pedals themselves seem to be alloy, decent, but you see the bolt, see an issue with that. Again, low quality, not a high compound or rust resistant. It's not about the compound, but obviously the alloy itself, not ideal. It's got a limited lifespan with its planned obsolescence. So pro wheel, yeah, or prow wheel, however you want to say that, not very pro, or prow. It would be pro, wouldn't it? Pro and then wheel, yeah, let's be honest. So not very professional. The chain has had a lot of oil on it and I've cleaned it recently because we got some issues with rust coming on around the chain. Other reviews on this item, you can see other people's opinions and views. These are mine. There is a connector here. I will need a torch, but there, right where the cable goes into the power cable for the motor, we got some rust going on there. I'm going to have to get, just bear with me, I'm going to have to get a torch to do this effectively. Here we go. It took a second. I forgot about this bit, to be fair. So this is not good. I've been in touch with the sellers. There, see that orange? So see that sheath is not covering it all properly. Can I get more in there? So then we got, that's the power cable that you're looking at now with that orange. Yeah, zoom in as much as I can and get as close as I can. Not good. So I've emailed them. I'm in talks about having that replaced. They've currently offered to replace this cable and the motor, to send it me up a replacement cable and the motor, because apparently it's attached to the motor, for £100. You see in there it's starting to rust as well, and around some of the fixtures to do with the carrier. Like if you look at the carrier condition, you see orange rust. That's not really a concern, it's just a carrier. I had to modify this because it wouldn't fit in the frame. The carrier frame wasn't made correctly, but small fry. You see there, look, this has been a well kept and cleaned and washed, oiled bike, you know, for the mileage, the odometer, and the time that it's been in use. And it's been kept inside when it hasn't been used for travel on, you know, it's only been kept outside for traveling, parking up at workplace, in shelter. So yeah, that's not good, that's not ideal. Now you can see a bit more of the rust and the wear and tear on the chain. It's not ideal. I don't know what the alloy mixture is, but it's not steel or stainless. Cheaper, so this price of the bike that you're seeing is quite competitive, but you know, you get what you pay for, fam. All right, so you see the orange in with that. The red is the actual inner hub of the upper higher gears that you can see with that discoloration. So it should come under, when you sell something in the United Kingdom of Great Britain, there are warranties, there is consumer rights, there is certain, is it fit for purpose? Do you know what I mean? Is that made properly? Should a consumer or a customer be being charged £100 to replace something such as that, which is failing? The motor's going to fail in a matter of time. Yeah, that rust is going to get worse. We've cleaned it, we've oiled it, I've put some Vaseline on it, but really it needs sending back and another one sending out, I would argue, because if the seller of this particular item, which is there on amazon.co.uk, GP product BOBHD4WWCZ, yeah, it's not me making this up, it's all genuine. I have told Hyuhome that I will be doing this review and being honest and upfront about it. Can I actually just get to my purchases? If I just put that there a minute, just for the sake of it, for everyone, for the benefit of all those. Account, yeah. Give me a second, my orders. I'm not really interested in people that are going to chelp up about the ethical pros and cons of this website. All right, each to their own. But there you go, that was delivered on the 30th of November. So for reasons of use and how long it's been used, so December, like I said, 4 months, about 16 weeks. All right, so returns window closed on the 31st of Jan 2024, it says, but did it really under your consumer rights and under the rights of items being sold, being fit for purpose. At least a year's warranty would be expected. You know, bit of rust down there on the go through, you see that orange, yeah, that'll be for the stand. The brake system itself, interesting. I was checking it, the mounting of the brake system, and I had to replace, you see there it's rusted, yeah, I had to replace that one. Oopa, come on, Now I've got to keep it in the right ratio. It fell out. There are 2 bolts. I would advise that you check if you buy this bike, or if you have bought this bike, put in the comments if you've had to retighten the bolts, because around the brake assembly especially, they came loose. They're rusting. Again, the quality, I'm just trying to get the lighting right and the focus for you, all angles. Yeah, so cheap parts. The frame itself, alloy, it won't rust the frame, but the ancillary fixings and parts, nuts, bolts, washers, cables, motors, joints, tightness of bolts, reliability of the security is not the best. But, you know, like we say, you get what you pay for. The stand seems to be holding up. It came fixed already to the bike, so that's doing all right. It's solid and secure. Yeah, again, these are the brackets that hold whatever this plastic bit is that's next to the battery. Again, you see these are the original bolts, nuts, fixtures, orange, with the rust on that. Nowhere to put the D-lock, unfortunately. You can't fit it anywhere around on the diamond shape, on the back here, on the front, on the frame, because the frame is like it's not even a square shape, triangle shaped, individually, strangely shaped, uniquely shaped frame. So there isn't a lot of places for putting the D-lock if you think about it, so it had to go there. That one's remained on, look, so it's all good. No damage, there's no scratches or scuffs. It's our lasses, our queen. My queen uses that. The selectors, who is that? Who are they? Micro new, again, not the best. They work, you know. Stem, head stem itself, yeah. Adjustment for the suspension, 1, 2 and 3. Suspension going on and off at the front. Let's get this right. So you've got the adjuster for the power, the type you want on the left hand side. There you go, it's caught a little bit of the text. And then to turn the shocks on and off, you've got on and off there. I can go into the menu and stuff another time on the bike itself. There is other options on the menu on the digital display, but really you want to be talking and looking about the quality of the bike itself. We put a little LED light on there, USB charge, independent. You get that on the back, and they give you a light for the front, but that's it. Not a bad little setup for the price. The only concern is the bolts rusting, number 1, the chain rusting, number 2, the non-Shimano front and rear derailleur systems that are just budget. They work, they do the job. You can actually upgrade, and you know, if you know what you're doing. But taking that rear wheel off is not like taking off a classical bike's rear wheel, because of the obviously the motor, the power, the cable, the wiring. Mag wheels are pretty much simple, disc brakes pretty much simple enough, but with regards to, you know, that cable that's running underneath the actual frame, and the brake cable, or sorry, the gear, rear derailleur gear cable, the power cable. Well, you can see it's joined there, that join on it. Yeah, it's not going to be, I haven't envisaged, I haven't thought about yeah, how difficult it may or may not be. We'll see. I'll do a video on that as and when. I'll let you know what the supplier and manufacturers reckon about that. If you go onto the website though, here's an interesting little fact. If you go and look at the item that they do sell, the bike here, okay, and we look at, if I go to the rear, if I double click, let's try and enlarge, is it control? Wait, let me get it ready for you. Unfortunately for Hyuhome, you look on there, it is shielded. There is a shield, there is no spring exposed on that. I've got another picture I'll show you. So you can see, you know, it's not the greatest resolution. I've zoomed in and enlarged it, but that is shielded and in a different position to where it is on ours, yeah? So that's a different version of the Tauchi Hyuhome bike, which is, something's changed since, let's get on with plaster. That one is more effective. I would argue that they need to go back to that. 1 minute, and then let me find the other picture for you. Oh, it's on Magnifico Zoom, and then on this one, there we go. you will see how it actually is. This is real life. It will be hard for you to see, but if you go to the imagery, it's going to work. You'll see the cable is there. That's the spring exposed. Look, it's very it's superimposed as CGI imagery, but you can see, can't you? You see the lines of the spring. That one's exposed. That's how what I've just showed you on this version. That's the issue. The compound itself, you know, being an issue, the alloy mixture, what it is. So it's good. It does do its job. It's noisy in operation because the tyres, these Hyuhome tyres, or Kendra should I say, they're chunky, they make noise. Slicks would be better. I have got a couple of slicks to put on that are puncture proof or puncture resistant, should I say. Yeah, so if the suppliers, Hyuhome, can accept and acknowledge the issue with that cable, that now you should be clear and apparent, yeah, and the nuts and bolts need changing for steel, stainless or equivalent that won't rust. The derailleurs, you get what you pay for, but I would say that they could do with acknowledging, you know, Shimano's aren't going to cost a lot for some Dior, Tawny, whatever. I'm going back in the day on 45, look, but yeah, it's not a little, it's not a bad little number, yeah, get me words out. So that's it really. I'm going to send this before it goes live. I'm going to send this as of the 30th of March 2024 to Hyuhome, and then I'm going to see what they say, what they reckon. I'm going to tell them this video is subject to go live. I will then give you an update on what they have said to me, and then yeah, you'll get that at the same time. Videos, some reviews, this one, and then they say yeah, I'm concerned about this last bit. There was something else I wanted to go through. So there's some kind of sensor in here when you've got it in operation, and I'm sorry about that, DIY adventures. When you press activate the brake, you'll see there is a sensor there alongside the brake adjuster where it pivots, so then it cuts off the motor, so you're not obviously in power up to power 5, 1 to 5 assisted pedaling, assisted power. If that sensor goes, and I've already asked them where is the replacement, and you get this one and that one, there's 20 quid for both, again cheap as chips, yeah. So if they have an issue, sorry, and they fail, then the motor will continue powering the bike and you'll be braking, but as soon as you let go, obviously your power is on, so you'd have to use your controller there, which is simple as pressing the power middle button, and then it lights up and away you go. You then select this power assisted one or whatever, 1 to 5, and then that is the accelerate, if you like. If I press that now, it will jump off the stand and go flying, and as I've not got a spare hand, I'm not going to press that. Grips, yeah, they're all right, but limited time of life on them. They're not the best, but they're all right. So yeah, I've asked how much a battery is. £270 spare battery. Each one of these a pair, £20, and then they've quoted me £100 for replacement of that cable, which would probably split there, and then you'd take it off, and I'm even dared to take that off and have a look, but then the motor is in there, isn't it? So let's see what they say. Thank you, Hyuhome. Thank you, scribes and viewers. That is my 20-minute review of the, is it Taochi? Am I saying that right? Mountain bike. Thank you very much. Ciao for now.